Many of us in Windsor venture down to the riverfront on a day like today, and whether we're there to get some movement or to just be still, it is a guarantee that at one point or another we will look out at the Detroit River. We might notice the freighters and the fishing boats. What about below the surface? Our next guest has some deep thoughts on this. He's been using an underwater drone in the river to collect water samples, measure water temperature, and much more, as you're about to find out. To tell us more about how this is working, we're joined by Shapur Al-Razi. He's a professor in the Department of Mechanical Automotive and Materials Engineering at the university. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so fascinated by this. First of all, is there a camera on your drone?
Yes. Basically, there are different types of sensing and measurements, and the cameras are there, but there are different types of cameras. So it's not like a regular vision system that you have. It's a different type of vision. Sometimes you cannot see under the water, so you need to require to use other technologies using like a sound, and that's a reflection of sound that you converted to the image, and you can see that, manipulate that image to a kind of image that you can understand something from that.
So the river is so murky that
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to capture anything just by
exactly.
image. So the
Exactly.
sound of the image gives you
Exactly.
waves that
Yes.
then you can take back and convert into an image.
Exactly. So basically, you send some type of low frequency ranges signals, and the reflection back can possibly return you some measurements, and you convert those measurements to some numbers, and you can create a kind of
Wow.
image that you can understand. Or the video is like so. Basically, there is not too much of light there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the things you found down there?
Uh, there are lots of things to be discovered under the water. First, the equipment. So our focus is more on the design of the drone and the signaling, navigation, and control of that. So first, I want to explain you the underwater drones are like a kind of robotics equipment that we classify them in two types. So some of them are remotely operated vehicles, or we call them as ROV, and those are the equipment or the vehicles that running through the joysticks. So you have a joystick and you have a wire, and you control them. But when you want to go deeper, you need to use some level of autonomy, like using the navigation and control systems. And the main thing down there is the communication
Hmm.
and the signaling. And the other issue is the visualization is difficult in that.
Have you come across anything that surprised you?
Yeah, everything is a
Yeah.
kind of surprise. So everything down there is different. All the techniques that you want to use is different in terms of the controls, which is our main aspect of the controls. And the signaling communication is really, really difficult. And basically, it's a different world, not like a regular.
How big are these drones?
You can design them in like a very, very small, tiny things to very big, large.
Hmm.
So some of these drones are just very small, but sometimes you want to even attach some manipulators, and even there are some gigantic things that can be like a size of a big car, big truck, to pick something, collect something. But most of the time we use it for sampling, the data collection. Those ROVs or AUVs are very small, but if you want to pick something, you need something bigger sizes.
Can you explain why the Detroit River is so unique when it comes to how you develop these drones and why it's a good place for you to do some of this research?
Yeah, so basically there are two types of vehicles that we have. Some of them are designed for the shallow water, which we have here, and the deep water requires different attention. So here are lots of challenges. Here we can use these drones to even inspect some pipelines, checking the under the sea, the quality of the water, the surface, and everything, all the details that are down there. Yeah.
You've been doing this, correct me if I'm wrong, 6 or 7 years? You've been doing this for
Yes,
6 or 7 years?
yes.
What have you gleaned from all of that data over 6 and 7 years that would really resonate with our audience about what it's like down there?
Yeah, basically we work on different types of projects. So I have had a couple of PhD students, master student working on the detection of some fishes, different types of them, and you can basically detect them, localize them if they're like any type of specific things you're looking for. The movement can be just visualized at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you hope your research takes you in the next 6 and 7 years?
Oh, there are lots of things to be developed. So hopefully we can work on specific applications of detection under the water using the techniques that we have developed so far, and also working on some aspect of navigation.
What is it about drones that got you involved in making them in the first place?
Oh, yeah. So basically, before the maybe 6, 7 years, I was focusing on the regular type of drones, and there was not too much of the underwater movements in terms of the robotics. But from the students that they research, and it was like a kind of student project, undergrad student project, and the student told me, okay, we're interested in this type of things, and it was something that was interesting for me at that point. So we started from that point, and now we have a big team that the students are all working in one aspect of this underwater
I'm
robotics.
also thinking 6 and 7 years ago, we didn't have the technology and the knowledge of drones that we do today, but you were already
Exactly.
immersed into that world. So you must be well beyond what we expect to see in the next 6 and 7
Yeah,
years.
hopefully, yeah, we're
Yeah.
trying. So we learn a lot every day. So it's all aspect of the underwater drones are a kind of challenge.
Can this technology help improve the water quality in our river?
Exactly. Yeah, you can when you have a good sample of data, you have a prediction of everything, so you can be prepared for that any type of changes that is going to happen, and you can uh, take some actions accordingly.
How would you characterize the quality of our water right now, the Detroit River?
I'm not a quality person, by the way, but we try to give the samples, and our job is to provide that system to get the data. But the analyzing the data is the different aspect of that, which is the environmental sciences that can help us.